share it with your enemies. Like, even better, don't have any enemies.
Here at Brodak, something different happens, something special. We never know ahead of time how it's going to turn out. Sometime it rains, sometime the Philly Flyers all fly together and crash. Well, you never know what's happening. It is always an exciting time to be had. And if you haven't been there, this is a great way to share it. But an even better way is just to be there in the future. And we hope we'll see you there in the future.
At sidebars this from last year. Last year we had taken this baby bird that had been run over by a car, couldn't fly, really couldn't do anything, really couldn't even walk. And what we did is we basically had a woman named Mona babysit him while we were away at Brodak's. And when we came back, he was a little bit bigger, could almost fly. But all the while we were at Brodak's, we were calling every day and trying to figure out if he was, because we didn't know if he was even alive or dead. But he has now become a shop bird. His name is Peeps. And if you've subscribed to any Windy videos or seen any of the videos, you know we try to include a minute or two of him in every video. He just runs around the shop just like he's doing right now, constantly finding things to destroy. Constantly, he eats tapes, he eats videotapes. That's my toothbrush, by the way, that he's now eating. Anyway, that's Peeps. He's become the Brodak bird, the official bird of the Brodak 2001 Invitational. Now he's in the sink, see? You never know where he's going. This is what makes having a Baltimore Oriole for a pet so much fun. If you're new to Windy videos, we have every Nats going back to 1987, I believe, on video. A lot of those people have long since stopped flying, gotten too old, maybe the health has failed, or in the worst scenario, passed away. And our video library is kind of a little memento, a little, I don't know what the right word is, but it keeps their memory alive in a very small way. And so does the video that we shoot at Brodak's. Every year, we all get older, we all get just a little bit more frail, but boy do we have fun. I've seen some of the pranks we've played on people on Nats videos, Brodak videos. Believe me, it's all in good fun, and we hope nobody's really offended by a few words that seem to sneak in beyond our control. Yak 55. I'm hoping we're not going to get our asses thrown out of here. Well, Don Dixon is here to share this memorable moment. I'm ready to look and see what they know that I don't know, which is probably everything. Airbrushed to look like a tiger, a lion. Anyway, it's here, it's for sale in fact, look at this. Now if Don Dixon really respected me, he'd buy this from me. He did a nice airbrush job on this, that's pretty cool. That is the Sato 9-cylinder. Turns in reverse rotation, you notice. Wow. Some pretty wild stuff going on here. The titanium gear. Pretty cool, baby. Pretty cool. Some pretty wild stuff here. Look how blunt, remember I was telling you about the blunt leading edge? Look how blunt this leading edge is. Now the last time I was here, now obviously they painted the prop, because the last time I was here this was a wooden prop. So they painted right over the well, who knows, it's big, it's like a used car thing. They didn't even mask it off, look, they painted the governor. Yeah, hey, you never know. Some wild stuff though. This is a wild plane. Now talk about a short nose moment. When you get that Sato 3-cylinder and you need a nice radial, something colorful that'll show up low in the sky, here you go. Little counterbalancers. And of course Don Dixon is here to share it all with us. Pretty wild stuff. We haven't gotten kicked out yet. And you can't tell. It doesn't say what the maker of the engine is. Banjock would know this stuff. Big exhaust, oil cooler, Tiger paint job. Unusual. Something you don't see every day. Some people never see it. Now this is funny. It's the Air Sport Russian Club with an American insignia. I don't know, these guys are a little confused or something. I'm not sure I understand that. It'd be a heck of a plane to have a ride in. Look how fat the tail is too. Big counterbalancers. Fabric covered elevators. Titanium tail strut. Pretty wild. Wild stuff. There's some days it's good to be windy, some days it's not so good. This is a good one. Alright, Don, you got the key. Let's go for a ride. And as the sun sets on our visit, hey, all I can say is pretty special. Well, it's been fun packing, and it's Wednesday morning, and we're going to go have a little breakfast out at our little local place. We have a nice 3-car caravan to do the trip in, and it looks like the weather's going to be, looks like it's going to rain, in fact. Better today than on the rest of the week. One always has trouble saying goodbye to her flowers. Around Father's Day, everything is in bloom here at the Dirtnowski Ranch. And we always, luckily we have good neighbors who take care of our fish and take care of Peeps. Mainly Mr. Peeps. Feed the fish, Woody. You're getting paid. I think this is right. I heard you guys sitting out here on a patio this morning while I was trying to sleep. And you notice they don't care who feeds them.
Not a bit.
All they care is give me the food. All right, we're going to get ready to get headed out here.
I don't know how much you give them.
Another year working on little projects around the house, trying to keep the thing from falling down around our ears. And we are ready to head out to Brodak's. Ride out to Brodak's is always one of the nicest. Pennsylvania's a beautiful state. We have a beautiful day. We always enjoy going through these tunnels. I don't know why. There's something about these tunnels. There's one tunnel that it rains inside of. I guess the tunnel itself is leaking. You have to run your windshield wipers inside the tunnel. We always enjoy it. We have a nice caravan going, and as luck would have it, within the first hour of the trip, my CB stopped working, so. And it's always fun pretending you're Freddie Spencer or Kenny Roberts or something in the corners here. Anyway, first of the tunnels, the Blue Mountain Tunnel. Wow, is this nice. What a day. It is. I hope the weather's going to be spectacular. Wow. Last year and the year before, we've really lucked out with the weather. We've always gotten a contest, and actually we've had good luck every year. It's a perfect time window. This time of year is really nice. I'm kidding, but it's raining inside this tunnel. Look at this. I got water all over the windshield. Only state in the union where it rains inside the tunnels. Tunnel number 2. Isn't this fun? What's the name of this? The Kittatinny Mountain. Anyway. The ride out to Brodak's, always an adventure. Now, if we weren't in the big caravan, we would by now have stopped at 6 or 7 antique places, and any square inch of the van that wasn't filled with aeroplane things to sell, whatever. We would already be having our 3rd or 4th doll. Well, I shouldn't exaggerate. If you've never been in Pennsylvania, the mountains are green, the climate is mild, this time of year anyway, and the roads are always under construction. There's never a time you make this ride without having about 20 miles of construction. Oh, work area, look at this, we're coming up on another work area. For us, it's about a 7-hour trip, and we're entering the town of Carmichael's, and in about another 5 minutes we'll be at the Brodak field. I think the population is about 400, but I'm not sure. Funny, we have had nothing but the brightest, sunniest, not a breeze in the air day. We're within 1,000 feet of Brodak's house field complex, and it looks like it's going to rain. I hope this isn't an omen of things to come. Yes, sir, here in Brodak's, entertainment is available everywhere. Look how the fun these kids are having, eating hot dogs. And this is the little street that you go to Inwood Avenue, and at the end of the street is John's home, flying field. It's a pretty cool place. If you've never been here, it is a unique place, I think, in all the world. And as we come around the corner, you can't make this up. I just saw the first bolt of lightning. Wow. They obviously we're not the first ones here by a long shot. Dum dum dum, there's Jimmy Borelli. Dum 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 dum.
It's on Hampshire.
Let's play Crush the Cub. Squash the Cub. Let's play Squash the Cub.
Hey! Did you bring this weather?
It's been beautiful all day.
Word with you, sir. Here's the one.
I got it in 100
bum. He brought it.
Thank you. I'll let it
hearty
out.
welcome for you.
Yes, sir.
You look like you fried today.
Yeah, we fried for 3 days. Pants flies great.
Great, okay. Maybe we can get that dummy to paint another plane for you this year. You never know. You never know. Hey, Cat. Why you park that? The lightning is following me. I can't believe it.
He's the one right there.
Lightning. T-38 Lightning.
When did you say you saw Jimmy? This is brilliant.
It is. Hey, James. Hey, James.
Who is that with, Kent?
He's really impressed with the weather.
Look at yourself, I appreciate it.
Did you know that you got a new paved circle up on the hill?
No.
We didn't either until yesterday.
Wow.
So look at
So give us the good news here. Everything. How many entries they got?
17 experts.
Wow.
30, I think. 130.
Altogether. Wow. That's great.
No, that's not the entries. That's pilots.
Yeah, the entries is going to be 300 because a lot of these guys are flying several events. Wow, that's great. That hawk is having a... Oh, he's behind the tree now. Close look at him, Bobby. Let's get a real close.
I give you something to look at, yeah.
No, so when is this sex offender charge going to go away that you're on?
As soon as I get rid of the DWI.
And eating pizza without a permit. Hey, Jimmy B.
Here's another friend to meet. Turn around. This is Don Dixon from Arkansas.
Hello, Don. Don I've met before. I met you at BSC.
Hey, sweetie.
Really from
No, they're all fat.
How you doing?
Good, how are you? You're a nice tan.
Yeah, nice, man.
Today?
Just pleasingly poor.
Working on your
Wendy used to be a fat guy, then he found out he
What do you mean used to be?
We're being invaded by zoysia grass. When you said, wait till...
Hey, zoysia grass.
He knows me.
I know. Don't worry.
you go?
Oh, I'm here twice.
I heard you got a 4-stroke triplane this year?
Oh, yeah, you should
I
have been...
put that OS 91 on there.
OS 91?
It's the old one, it's not the...
You stick with that. You'll be going to heaven quicker than you think. Hey, Henry. Hey.
I had suggested to her that she look up other, like 3 different sites and compare them. She didn't get a chance to do that. We get to Massachusetts the wrong way. We ended up going south. We go to that new flying field in Massachusetts.
So we drive 7 hours to sit in a grass field and look at the hawks fly.
We're going the wrong direction, and I hear that's what happened
A
here.
friend of mine,
Here's my new one. I did this one. It's a 5-footer. Sato 91 on
91, okay.
77 ounce.
Believe me, if I'm judging, you'll get, how many square inches? 2,860,000.
1750.
Sato 90, you're in. Don't even have to fly if I'm judging. We'll say it's a modified Cardinal kit. That always gets him.
that's always does it.
You don't know the rest of, you don't know what's going in the next stunt news, so stop smiling.
My modified Cardinal.
That's the real plane now, and what happened? Tell us how you crashed it.
Hourglass. It was kind of windy, and I went from 10% nitro to 15% nitro, and it was a little faster than I could keep up with the wind. When I come out of the hourglass, is really moving. I come down.
How much damage? Let me see the damage. Well, it's a triplane. You still got 2 wings. It's a biplane. Banjock can fly it.
All 3 broke.
Motors in the back of the plane. Banjock can fly it. Uh-oh. More lightning coming.
Stuff up there that looks like a
What did you? This is all foam?
First of all, yeah. I know what it is. I'm going to windy eyes it and fix it up. This I put over the solid foam. And then I put these cap strips.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I cut the hole in the leading edge.
And
Covered it
that's
with
soaked
30
or
seconds. That's silk spin.
Okay, yeah.
The whole plane is covered with silk spin. So I put the 30 seconds on there, and just 1/16th of an inch for about an inch and a quarter here.
But you don't have the plane anymore? It's totally gone?
No, I'm gonna fix
Are
it.
you going to fix it?
The tail
There's a
came
guy
out
writes for
all
Pampa about how to fix everything.
That's it, yeah.
I'm going to let you write the next column, okay?
I like
Give me a break.
I like what you had about when you have a thing, you cut it out square.
That's right.
I would kind of keep it to the minimum size, but have a triangle or something. It would take forever to fit it. But by your mesh it, cutting out square, you can make a piece.
Trust me, I fixed a lot of stuff in my life. I wrecked a lot, I fixed a lot. Trust me.
And then,
Yeah, good.
So then I cut the
Well,
hole.
take some pictures of it while you're fixing it. Whoa, hey, here comes something blowing
Then I
across the...
cut the foam off, and I left kind of like a radius here.
Yeah.
Down it to a little bit extra strength down.
All right, cancel his reservation.
Better than last year. The house was burning down last year.
It's wider over the wheels, but it's just about...
But when you made this, you should have made it a deck for the sweeper. See, right up here, you could have like...
You should have mentioned that when we started.
Yeah, always after the house is built, you realize the cat's got to go
Wendy
through
should
the
have
door.
been an engineer.
Oh yeah.
Didn't do it like that.
Yeah, this is a pretty big trip, but it ain't gonna fit the sweeper. We wanted to bring the sweeper out here. It doesn't fit in a trailer.
The sweeper, from what I remember seeing, it'd probably be out to here, the length.
When I had it to take it to a contest, I had a box on the car, and at least minimum 18 inches stuck out each side of the box. And you go through the toll booth, and the guy goes.
$4.
Yeah. In fact, Bobby Hunt was with me one day, and he says, watch out, the guy's gonna hit the lead. And there you have it. Day 1, Wednesday at Brodak's. We're here 15 minutes. It's pouring rain, and everybody's going back to the hotel, or back for whatever it is that we're gonna do for supper. You just, some days, even Brodak can't win. And so a rainy, thundery day ends here at the Comfort Inn. And we've noticed that Elliot Scott and Woody Midgley have been eating. We caught them down at the Dairy Queen. They're on there like their 4th Dairy Queen, so we decided to get a little revenge on them. A little Jersey humor. Well, by tomorrow, most of the people will start rolling in here. We got to keep an eye on Woody and Elliot. They've just been eating every minute of the time they've been here. So we have a little trick, a little revenge. We'll call it Elliot's Revenge. You know, there's only one candy machine in the whole place. So we decided to put this sign on the candy machine. See the secret to being a combat champion. Seagram's in Milwaukee.
Hey, party time. She's going, I'm out of town. It's cool. We're all in trouble. The Golden Corral is closed. Oh, no. Under renovation.
This is the great breakfast we have, but unfortunately somebody, go look at the candy machine. Tell me what you think that says.
Hey.
He thinks I'm kidding. We're gonna put one. We were gonna go to the Dairy Queen and bribe the girl that when you came up to the Dairy Queen, you say no Dairy Queen for Elliot. Hey,
Good morning.
all right, you lose. Let's have breakfast. The Brookins man. Hey, did you ever paint Brodak's car? Well, it's Thursday morning. We've had the mandatory little breakfast at the hotel. And usually everybody hangs around a little bit, chats a little bit, throw the bull around the room a little bit, but then we all go down. Once we get our whole group together, we go down to the little airport, which is just over the ridge. There's a little private airport. And we can have breakfast, like a real breakfast, because some of our people prefer high-calorie breakfast. I'm not one of them, of course. But that's what the area up here looks like. Everybody's loading up the cars, getting ready to go to the field. Now you may be thinking, oh, what are you wasting time shooting the surroundings here for? Because one of the really important things about the Brodak fly-in is it's not really like a traditional model plane contest where everybody scrambles to get a trophy. It's the socializing, the breakfast, the lunches, the dinners, the hanging around, and it's in such a beautiful part of the country. It just wouldn't be the same if it was just a typical contest. It's the socializing and all the hanging around and telling jokes and playing pranks on each other. I think that's one of the things that keeps us together as a group. When you're in this area of the country, or when you're in this airport, it's almost like a little throwback in time, like going back into the 40s maybe or something. It's a really unique place. And as if all that wasn't enough, we have a great host, John Brodak, and a great contest for the people that want to chase trophies. It's the best of all possible worlds. Kind of a cool little restaurant. I really have to go back in time. Even the walls have you have my plane up here. There's the plane I used to own. Used to, big word. Keith Trossel's the plane he modeled his Bearcat. Danny Banjak's cut. Okay. And as everybody that watches the videos knows, we're already starting plans for a B-25. Take a look at this picture now. If you look at it real close, you'll notice what's happened. The P-51 has cut the tail off this smaller plane. Basically with the prop sheared off the tail. Anyway, a great little place to have breakfast, and this is part of the Brodak. Now, if you miss a Brodak fly-in, this is part of what you miss, just to hang it out. Pretty cool. This is some cool little restaurant. Whatever that is over there. Well, will start off the day by mentioning a couple of things that are really nice. This year there is a paved circle. This is John Brodak's personal scale plane that I assume he'll be flying at the Nats this year. And we have a paved circle, so I think I'm not sure, I'll have to ask Alan, I think they're going to fly the expert stone on it. Anyway, a little look around part of John's shop, which is right adjacent to the field. All the supplies, needless to say, well stocked in every way. Ships everywhere. Planes everywhere. We're in here usually first thing in the morning. We set up our battery charger and kind of get a little look. I like the no profanity sign. My wife will probably put one of those in my shop. A little look at the swimming pool, some of the other niceties, and right outside, as if this wasn't enough, and as if you've never been to the Brodak flying, you go outside the window and you're already at the flying site. A little foggy this morning, but it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Looks like it's really going to be a nice one. And just some of the collection of things. I guess this is John's spare propeller for the scale ship. Some of the models that are being painted, repainted. There's going to be some demos later on in the week. A few models out in the garage. It's just part of the collection of, I guess these are combat jobs, scale jobs. I know there's a Mustang back there. Some other cool stuff. It's really a model aviation heaven. More parts of a workshop. Show this, and then we're going to go out and look at some planes, check it out, get them flying. Jim Hunt's, I think that's Jim Hunt's motorhome. Jim Hunt, of course, is running the shop for John. My father actually flew these just before World War II. He was a Navy, well, maybe not this exact model. He was a Navy pilot trainer, so let's head out the field and see. I hear motors running already. Here it is early. It's 9 o'clock. I think they start running motors at 8 here, but we've been busy with other stuff. Objective, as always, is to try to include everybody in. If we've missed somebody, let me apologize ahead of time. And if any of our pranks and bad humor offend anybody, let me apologize ahead of time. But I try to accomplish it and videotape and document exactly as it really is. I don't try to doll it up. I don't try to make it better or worse, nicer or meaner than it really is. This is the 2001 Brodak flying. They've already started running motors. Check out the nice propeller on this ship. A lot of unusual models. Of course, one of the highlights of the afternoon, Tom Morris's digital scale display. How to weigh a tomato. That's great. What else you got new here we can advertise free for you?
The most important tool in your toolbox is the digital scale. I mean, if you don't weigh your bosses, you'll never know what.
Not in my toolbox. It's not. What else you got that I can use here, Tom? What is that, a prime bottle or a...
It's for cleaning out your ears.
Yeah. Not a cat with an ear infection?
Put an ear cleaner in it, solution. Also your nose, clean out your nose with.
These are excellent. I use these all the time.
Yeah, Hobby Lobby.
Excellent. What else? Wheels? We got plenty of wheels. Belt cranks with the lead-up.
CG checker. We got the big blocks.
These are nice.
Got some line winders.
All right.
Got 4 different kinds of belt cranks. And 900 different kinds of horns.
Looks like a coat hanger factory. Hey.
Those I gotta go in there and clean them up a little bit. Don't take a picture of that rusty one. Get a shiny.
All the Toms are rusty, by the way, about 2 days after you bite them. Why don't you get them plated?
Because can't get the bushing slipped on them.
You're kidding. His own manufactured handles. Wings, bodies pre-built. You don't like building your own plane? Get one pre-built. These come in a wooden box?
I got a bag.
Hey Tom, when somebody buys one, you ship them the box and they ship it back? Is that how it works? Or?
If it comes in good condition, I usually tell them I'll pick it up someplace at a time. I've shipped about 10 of these building tables so far.
Yeah.
They've all made it. One guy had a crack in here on these verticals.
Yeah.
I started making them just a little bit wider.
Cool.
But once you get that thing rigged up and then locked in,
Yep.
you know, then you just do all your sheeting with weights. No way it can be crooked. You use good bosses, not that Lone Star crap, you know.
Oh! Riley, he said that, not me. Riley.
Tom Moore's right.
I see you wrecked now when I started hearing that.
100% Lone Star.
Oh no!
Since 1982. You notice a nice even color in it.
Yes. This tree grew facing south and this one north.
Yeah, from different countries.
Yes. Yeah, it's nice, Tom. It's doing well.
Elliot Stump. Nice to meet you. Elliot, how you doing?
Hey, Mr. Palmer.
Hello there.
May I shake your hand, sir? The famous Bob Palmer. How are you? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Good. A little better interview with Bob Palmer. Just the beginning of the entries. I think it's over 300 when you count all the classes, but it is, for all purposes, the biggest contest in the world. Many people, myself included, feel it's by far the best. And we go out on the field, the first thing we see is one of the most popular kits in the Brodak line, the Profile Cardinal. And purple shirts.
Aren't they nice?
Purple shirts. Anyway, another thing we're doing at this is collecting money to help our good friend and compatriot Joe Ortiz, who's suffering some ill health problems, some severe ill health problems. We're going to be raffling off a Super Tiger 60.
We got enough larges out there.
Anyway, Joe is, in my book, one of the driving forces behind stunt on the East Coast for many years,
I think that's good enough.
and one of the people we all truly love. The trouble with a day at Brodak, it goes so quickly. You go from circle to circle to circle, at least I do, shooting a video, talking to people. Brings back a lot of great memories. And there's just so much. It's like having I think there's 7 circles. It's like having a 7-ring circus. Sometimes you miss something. So if I've missed anybody, I really apologize. This is Danny Banjack, and we have this on our subscriber videos flying. We'll hopefully get a flight of it. This does the full pattern, and it does it beautifully. A very unique model. Dan's Bi-Slob. Just some of the, they come in a trailer. Professional modelers, the Philly Flyers. Just going to go around and look at some of the models they're flying today. I'm not sure what classes, but this is Thursday morning, and we're into it. Well, we're a little more than an hour into the actual flying. We haven't even been up to the paved circle yet. Anybody missed this on one of the Circle Burner subscriber videos? Ted had put a Sato 72 on this with 2 bolts. He couldn't get the other 2 in. And took one of the wildest flights we've ever seen. We got it all on video too. One of our favorite flyers, but a guy that has trouble getting up in the morning. A lot of trouble getting up in the morning. Stevie McBride, I'll be at the field 9 o'clock, but I really get there at 12. McBride. Okay. Supposed to be a secret design. It's so secret, They won't take the rag off and let everybody see what a design that must be. Ooh.
Wait till I confiscate your camera.
You got to be bigger than that to get this camera away from my hand.
Getting ready to roll, sir.
All right, I'm out of here. Pleased to see our more than fair share of Cardinals here. And certainly, again, a very popular design. A lot of people have good luck with, and now even some have good luck with 4-strokes in them. You put a 4-stroke in this, just move it back an inch. Simple modification. And you're not going to let Bobby Hunt beat you again this year, are you, at your own event? You guys better jury rig that so he can't win again. This is my living, is right. A very poor living, but it's a living. The next step down from this is total homelessness. Since I'm the one that's going to give out the special Prettiest Cardinal Award, let's see, we have one that's far and away the best by now.
I don't charge you attention.
I'm going to give little Spitfire models away this year. I got 3 at home. These gentlemen gracious. Those are in my bed, but they're, oh yeah, man. Oh my God. Elliot Scott from England was sleeping in there, and I think he took one to bed with him. He was hugging it.
Don't hug him too hard.
Yeah, they're up there. Trust me, in a place of honor.
Very good.
Oh, Chris Jackson from the subscriber videos. He's the star of about 5 of them already. I don't even know how many. We've had pictures. Well, that's a candidate for a 4-stroke right there. Oh man, the sound is just. Joe and I have been thinking about maybe doing ours. That is beautiful, Chris. That's outrageous. We even got the Joe Adamusco canopy deal going on there. The Electra sets.
That's what I used on the...
Okay, now tell me about this. This is what your friend is cutting out roundels?
Yeah, he cuts them out. And all you have to do, what you do is when you first get the this paper, you get some 4-inch wide mask.
Okay.
Put masking tape on
top. Yeah, right.
Then you peel this off and it comes off all together. You stick it back on, you peel the masking tape off on the plane.
Right.
Pull out the center dot.
Right.
Shoot it red.
Okay, then put the red back.
Right.
Shoot the blue or whatever the next color is. Isn't that beautiful? That's absolutely beautiful, Chris. I even like the little card on the tail. That is definitely cool.
That's actually an Australian mark.
Now, how do you have the little rudder linkage hooked to a horn?
Yeah, that's hooked to the horn.
Okay, it's like a reverse of what Al Rabe does.
It's you know, the horn hangs down in your elevator linkage. Well, there's another little piece sticking off the back.
Okay.
And that's where that rod goes through and comes back. So it's dead center.
Right.
Any way you move, you're getting extra rudder.
Oh, good.
Up or down.
Boy, that's a beautiful model. Nice cockpit. I know I got a little close-up of the cockpit on the videos, too. Inkworks. Everything's nice. What am I talking about? Yeah. You make sure when Joe Adamusco, he'll be here tomorrow, you make sure you show him. Because he'll be really, really happy. Hey, how you doing? He'll be real happy to see somebody's built one of his planes.
This is actually, the fuselage came off of your airplane. The wing is from a different airplane. I've just made the tail section the way I like it.
It's a Spitfire, who cares? We don't care if you changed the wing. Doesn't matter.
But I use your Frost and your...
Yeah, boy, if there ever was a candidate for a 4-stroke, boy, that's it. Does that plane need any nose weight?
It does.
It does?
It actually does.
Hello, Satos.
It actually needs...
Yeah, hello, Satos.
I'll take it before I fly it on Saturday.
Chris Jackson has an amazing, amazing, nice collection of planes, and we've featured them all on our subscriber videos over the years. And as I've said before, at Brodak's, you get to see some of the most unusual things on the planet. Did you fly it yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I missed it. You got a second flight coming, right?
Yeah, tomorrow, yeah. Outboard motor wouldn't lean on there. Got 12 minutes or something more. It's hard to tell which motor is running like what. Yeah.
You know what you do? You put a Z-tron on it, and when you're done with the flight, just go, think, shut them off.
Shut them off.
None of that all that high-tech stuff. Done.
Beautiful. I flew Wayne Triven's twin 2 years ago, 3 years. That's what got me going on his B-25 thing. I don't want to tell him that, though, really. That's beautiful.
Second one of these.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
In fact, it might be a third one. I might be able to build up one. If I can get this thing ironed out. Started off with 3 ounce. 4 ounce, 3 1/4 ounces, and then I'm down to 2 1/2. Still what we're running.
My B-25, you know the whole trick though, is end it in one stroke of the pen. Put a Z-tron with a shut off. I'm going to demonstrate that Saturday night, how it works. You never have an overrun, you break a prop, you shut the engines off. You have a lean run, shut them off. On a plane like that, it's almost like you have to have it, you know. More Cardinals, where are these Cardinals? Wow, I wish I was making a commission on. Hey John, I want $1 a Cardinal kit from now on when they sell these things. Oh man, I'm looking forward to seeing that fly tomorrow.
Well, I'm going to fly it this afternoon. I got to get this photos ironed out. I just hadn't had a chance to fly it.
That's a beautiful plane. Anyway, down the road we got a Cavalier here. And we got, as if there aren't enough Cardinals here. John, make that $2 per Cardinal kit. Since we have about, at least 200 planes to try to get on the video one by one, we're just going to basically walk the line here. Overwhelmed with how much stuff is happening here all at the same time. Tom McLean's Harold Price Crusader. Neil Beekman's Nobler and Sato 30 powered Ringmaster. A nice Viking. Very nice Viking. You know who that belongs to?
No, I don't.
Don't know who it is? And of course the plane we all want to see fly. Billy Woolridge wants to see it fly. Glenn Kaler's Vulcan. Whoa, what a day, huh Glenn? Wow.
Yeah.
Nice sky dancer.
Warmer than Palisades, right?
Yeah, just a bit. Just a bit. Well, I guess from, hey, how are you? From here,
I'm on soon.
oh, you can see the beginning of, I guess we can't see the rest of it, the tar circle back there.
5. Where's this? Did you bring this net? I would feel a lot more comfortable with you flying this airplane if there was a net here.
Howard.
You got enough fuel in that thing?
Yeah, a 4-stroke. We want a 4-stroke.
He's got the engine on the outside.
What a coward.
Good morning.
And a glove.
Ted Henry.
My God, the gauntlet has been thrown.
Ted Hurricane.
Whenever I know Ted's flying, there's something worth videotaping, that's for sure. We don't know if the glove's going to fly off or what.
Send this to Frank McMillan. This is dramatic.
It's always dramatic when Ted flies.
All right, Ted, go give him hell.
This is a true story now. I'll tell a story while Ted is flying. He came to the Circle Burner meet, this exact airplane with a Tiger 60, and we had a spare, or it was my Sato 72, I don't remember. We just bolted it with 2 bolts. We call him 2-bolt Ted. Then he proceeded to break my best prop.
Anyway, we are just having, this is the best single day we've had of the year. I hope this is an omen, not that thunderstorm stuff. This is just stunt heaven. If there's a definition for stunt heaven, this is it. And the fact they have a tall circle is just cake on the icing, or Brodak on the dope, or whatever. By the way, the Brodak Fly-In 5th anniversary shirts, which are purple this year, light purple, beautifully done. I don't know who gets the credit for the artwork. I'll definitely be picking up a few of them to add to our collection of memorabilia. I'm not sure what Bearcat design this is based on. I know Al Raby had one and Frank Williams had one. I'm not sure which this is, but Ted's flying through his own air. Oh, see what I mean about Ted, baby. Never a dull moment with Ted. He is really a cool guy, though. One of the people that has worked on the Giant Flight Street project, and by the way, has crashed the Giant Flight Street from time to time. Danny will confirm or deny that. Do I hear from the attorney for Hendrix? Did he crash? I have it on video. He can't deny it at all. Thanks to Dan Banjok's video camera, we've captured that moment. You think there was some good footage in Pearl Harbor? Forget Pearl Harbor. Dan just he obliterated it. He turned it into popcorn, huh? They're Philly Flyers. Now Zambelli's usually leading the pack and turning planes into popcorn. He's got his cool little Cherokee with him. Really? He had a little 30 powered Cherokee scale job with stunner too. Full flying tail. Danny, don't you think like somewhere on this video we should splice in a little piece of the Red Baron crashing with oh yeah. Would that be inappropriate for our sense of humor, the Philly Flyer sense of humor? Hey, did the 76ers lose last night? I don't know. Oh man, I stayed up, watched half the game. They weren't winning when I put it off. Okay, I am following that at all. Oh man. I hope it don't run out of fuel. Well, I'm always ready for these exciting moments in stunt. Right about here is where it usually runs out. Here's my second favorite spot, right here. Oh my God. All right, yeah. All right, Ted Baby. Hurricane Hernandez. Oh. They take a long time to really
part, Wendy.
Yeah, it's going to flip over. Watch the landing gear. Hey. All right, Teddy! Yes. Chris Jackson's going to fly his Cardinal.
He's going to attempt to fly.
That's right, Dick. Attempt to fly his Cardinal.
Joe, when he's spitting?
Chris Jackson on his official flight on Circle 2 here as we wander around the field aimlessly.
happy to see that the Brodak Cardinal has become very good in the hands of a very wide range of skill pilots. Not just super elitists or experts or not just intermediate flyers, actually across the whole spectrum of flight level skills. I just can't describe how nice the weather is here. It is just stunt heaven. If anything, we could use a little breeze. Now we'll go over and visit with Elliot Scott. He's putting up his booth right now. Chris, I'm going to tell you, this looks like the wing is down. Looked like it was, I got to look back at the video. You could use a trim tab or a flap tweak on this, I think. Anyway, what we're going to try to do is get from circle to circle to circle, so again, so we don't miss anybody. I always felt it was important when trying to document any of these events, which we do all the nationals, all the team trials. We've done them since '89. And of course we have all the old back tapes. A lot of these people have either passed away, have stopped flying because of health reasons, or George Aldrich is not here, his health is not good, and we miss him, of course. But it's nice to know we have him on all the previous tapes. We've gotten plenty of footage of him, being the George that we all love so much. And we're lucky enough to have Bob Palmer with us today. We're going to try to get a little interview with him, one of the jewels of the event. I doubt you'll find anybody has anything negative to say about Bob Palmer. There just isn't. He's a pussycat. Chris Jackson.
Wendy?
Yes.
How'd you like Chris's spit? Yeah, that was a good flight.
Motors that's looking more and more popular are the Max, the LA series.
4.6, 4.7, 4.8.
Don't get any cigar ashes in the filter. After yesterday's thunderstorm, maybe it'll cool off, who knows. There's some little known facts. And see, little known fact, this mobile home here, this is when John and Buzz have a fight. John has to sleep in a mobile home. And when he's really bad, if he spends too much money on model aviation, Buzz makes him sleep in this motorhome. It's a true story. John, I know you don't want people to know that, but it's the truth. Some of the Brodak tractors that they use to maintain the field. You don't have a 27-acre field. The Brodak carrier deck. Every once in a while, John's a bad guy. Spends too much time in the shop and they make him sleep in that little baby motorhome. Boy, that's the fuzz. You're a mean person. Good day. Looks like Dick Maddox's old plane. That flies a lot better. A silver one, a gray one? Olympic. Yeah, Olympus. It's no longer with us. The Olympus is no longer with us.
It goes to Mount Olympia.
Mount Olympia in the sky.
This comes similar to the Red Baron. It decided to have a story wing, like a carrier plane.
What I decided to do is leave some gaps at the end of each tape for some funny footage, and I thought one of the Project's band jock told me should be the Red Baron crashing, so I don't know if I'm going to do that yet because
I have not seen that tape yet.
I have this friend Bob Zambelli that he made a muffler that the screws keep coming loose on. I don't know what we can do about that. Boy, oh boy. We're going to have to get some crazy glue or something to hold these mufflers together.
That was held on with high temperature silicone and everything.
Wow. We need a welder. We just need somebody who knows how to weld.
Yeah, and I wish I did. I'm tempted to buy myself an aluminum welder and teach myself.
I can get Warren Walker to do it, but out in California.
Yeah, you said you worked around in the leg back.
No. That's the guy in Massachusetts charged measly $300.
For how many mufflers?
One.
Are you kidding me?
We won't be using his services again. Anyway, do you see Elliot's plans over there? Elliot's got the whole booth set up.
No.
Yeah, he's here.
He's got here.
Right next to Tom Morris. Which plane did you bring?
Everything.
All right. Cherokee's ready. Are we going to see a flight today? A flying tail flight?
It works for you.
All right.
I'll have to talk to you later on.
Okay, I'll be around. Plus the sun wipes me out. I'm not a big sun guy. Paranoid about skin cancer. I use all this sunscreen. And then I come in the house and my wife says, "Did you use your sunscreen? Oh, now you're all sunburned." How come like Arabs never get sunburned? They run around in a desert with sheets on their head all day. They never get sunburned. That's just some things in life, I guess, are a mystery. One of the things that always fascinates me at Brodak's, they have wonderful outhouses and they are clean, but there's a woman's outhouse. There's a man's outhouse. I mean, this is like 2 strokes, 4 strokes, but what is this? I mean, what is that one? Well, I won't go there. Just another mystery, and to show you that things are a little bit different in Pennsylvania. And here's the people that make it all happen, the donut machines. The donut women. The donut women of Brodaks and junior donut women. Hey, donut woman. Hey. Hey, donut junior. Hey, donut staff. Are you the donut juniors?
Yes.
Wow. How many donuts did Wendy eat so far? Look at these donuts. Oh my God. I can take this whole tray home with me. What a pig he is. You know where they make the Soprano movies? I live right there. They made the Soprano movie on my friend's, not far away. We see the house where they make it every day. Well, Donut Woman is busy, so we'll have to come back when she has fewer customers. Make sure these guys pay. These guys are light fingering a hot dog over here, I think. Keep your eye on that young, good-looking one. Where's my wife? My wife, my wife. You've seen every Brodak cardinal in the world, and other ones surfaces. They're just everywhere. They're dominating the world of Brodak. Okay. Oh, send me the tape.
How you doing, Wendy?
Hello, hello. Hey, 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 hey.
Tell him when I had infrared time. I started on this 2 years ago, or what, almost 3 years? Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years. He's got infrared too?
I got it.
You got two?
Yeah.
I got it too.
Right in the handle.
All right. Let's see the handle that you have.
Hey, I'll bring it out tomorrow.
Well, what we do at that demo on Saturday night when they do demos, bring all the infrared stuff so I can see how you guys are doing it. Or let me see it now.
I don't have it with me.
Well, bring it. I don't have it. Jeez. You know, I used to use that thing with my wallet. They could put the gas in my car. I don't have it with me.
10 minutes? Let's go sit.
Okay, let's go.
Hey,
All the guys out here have been fooling with Zetrons, much like I have. You gonna fly this in fun scale?
yeah.
All right, we'll definitely get the flight. That is definitely like a Banjock plane. Definitely cool. Augie Buffalano's got a nice... Did you ever see the ones with the Cubs on floats in California? Fred Cronwet's guys, they got a field where they water land on water. Look at this. Check this out, Don. Look at these shock-mounted gear. Oh, wow, that's cool as shit. I love it. Now, let's see. How does this... Give me the full demo. A lot of people don't even know what a Zetron is. He knows. I know he's got one. Well, I've had good luck with him so far. If you knew the fun times I had flying a Cub. Oh, good memories. Danny Banjock's a big sweetheart on Cubs, too. Okay, so that's your controller. Battery pack's in the handle.
No, battery goes right there.
Okay. What do you use? A 9 volt? Just ordinary 9 volt? Or?
That's it. Looking right at your airplane, everything's head up.
Okay, you got the lights.
Aerator on's here, throttle's right there.
Lights mounted on a handle. Let me see how heavy that. Don't let me break the wire on you.
No, you're gonna break nothing.
Yeah, that's doable.
Here. No.
Yeah, I never thought of making this a separate.
This is on and off.
Yeah, okay, the on or off. And there's your throttle slider.
Plus the trims, everything.
Oh yeah. See, I gotta show this to Sergio. Sergio's never seen this.
Where you're supposed to be.
You bought this from Sergio?
I bought his kits.
Okay, what I'm saying, Sergio hasn't seen that. He's seen other versions
I
of
bought
it.
his kits and then I've modified them.
I want to watch.
For about 3 years.
And it flies fine.
I tried this last year, and John he said, let me clear your windshield. And he said, like that, and all my glass went, boom! And it just blew away.
And you paid him back by buying him dinner for the rest of the year?
I didn't do that. John Brodak.
John Brodak, we could sue him. He's got a lot of money.
That was last year.
How would you like this to be known as the what's your name flying? The John... No, I know. That's a great little unit.
It was an accident.
Yeah.
Because he was doing the windshields on those Palmer planes, the Thunderbird and everything, and we'd been messing around in there. And he said he's going to do his windshields, he'll do mine at the same time. And I never thought about mine being made out of different material than his.
Yeah, what, it reacted to the material?
Yeah,
Oh,
my
man.
material exploded.
I'm glad he isn't working in a gas station.
Color up here because I had to do. Hey, that's why everything's different color up here because all
Yeah.
away.
Oh my God.
For 2 seconds it was beautiful, and then you wouldn't believe it.
When are they going to fly fun scale? I hope Ruben McBride's got his PT-19 here.
That's the last day, huh?
The last day, the end of? I don't know. It's hard for me to get video on that last day when everybody's flying because I'm flying.
It's I got 125 flown. We fly up Sam's house. I fly rough field all the time. Man, the landing gears work like a champ.
That's a great little. What do you have in there? Rubber bands or springs or?
It's a homemade deal. Totally homemade. They're very
Yeah. I know the RC people. They have things you can buy, but they're way too big. They're like for planes twice that size. They have springs and little thick shock
I
absorbers.
could take them leathers off, but I can't.
No, that's okay.
You know what you'd see? You see one buffalo nickel here, one buffalo nickel here, another buffalo nickel up here. They were the right metal, the right size, and the take-up spring off the emergency brake, the back of 65 Chevy Impala.
Oh, so somebody in Pennsylvania has no emergency brake now. Harry's going down a hill right now.
I got a garage full of them, man.
That is a nice. I definitely like that. I'd like you to bring that when we have our little demo. Brookins is going to do a little finishing demo, but we'll get him off stage real quick so we can get into Z-troning.
Durable tail wheel.
Yeah.
9 yards.
That's wild. I like it.
Ailerons too.
Well, of course, if you got Z-tron, you know what the guys did at the Nat? They were driving into the circle, turning that guy with the green plane. You know who it is? Scale guy, the biplane, the Holiday Inn biplane. He was driving into the circle. I said,
hey Sam, I'll bet you we better get back.
Huh?
I'll bet you we better get back.
I think we're about ready to fly.
Yeah, we'll see you later, Wendy.
Okay, we're out of here. Yeah, there are several people using a Sergio Zegras Z-tron for, I know in Scale are using it. I'm trying to use it in stunt, of course, and make it adaptable that could be used even in sport flying. There's a nice looking one. Look at this elliptical, pointy elliptical wing guy. You never know what you're going to see, bro. It's always cool stuff. Always cool. This is extremely cool. As a former Spitfire, lover of Spitfires. Doing well. Everybody in the family is doing well, of course.
I'll talk to you
All right.
This is Rose. We've met.
Rose, yes.
We've met you before.
Okay. Frogs. A serious person. She's referring to my frog shirt. If you're going to be a monoplane champion, you have to look the part. Wear a frog shirt. All right.
How many points is the ribbon worth?
Depends if you get a frog to judge. A lot of the people that judge, they're very close in the human food chain, and I'm one of them. Anyway, our carbon, do you see our carbon fiber wing plane? What the hell is Woody doing? Taking the engine out? This is our carbon fiber wing, built on Windy Videos. Uh-oh, wrong plane. I just put my hand through the wing. No, it's the same one. Hey, you should use that pink fuel on this.
There you go.
Maybe we could get an extra couple RPM out of it.
Or you get extra points from the judges.
Oh. This wing and tail are the ones built on the subscriber videos. And Woody's going to be full. Actually, we're going to let a lot of people fly it. It's a demo plane. Here they have a kind of expensive, a paper plate for $100. That's kind of expensive for a paper plate. The Home Depot of the stunt world here. Look at the money changing hands here. Look at this. Look at these guys. They're like drug addicts. Look at you know you can inject heroin with this too.
That's right, that's it.
Oh, these bozos. Look at them.
You can straight line with one.
Wow. And he's selling dogs now. He's expanded into the pet market. Morris's beautiful stuff that's for sale. Guess there aren't many people left that don't know about how successful the John Simpson Cavalier has been. A beautiful plane. You can buy it already built. Buy it in a profile version. Buy it in a built-up version. Wait, everybody's asking me.
There it is. It's healing up.
They said you went to kick Pete Klipsick in the rear end of you and hit the store.
I was playing pool.
Playing pool. He breaks his leg.
I didn't use my foot.
Oh, man.
You see the calendar over here?
No.
Most wanted guy on the calendar.
No, I haven't seen it. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, yeah. Brodak Playmate player. That's great. I got some pictures I'll add to this list too, John.
You see that? That's fantastic.
Elliott Scott's booth where he's raking it in like crazy. Carbon fiber gear, belt cranks, laser cut ribs, tuned pipes, control, 4 strokes. Where to say those? Oh, and he's got the flans. Oh my God, I'm getting a headache. And he's selling Zambelli's little plane.
Yeah, Zambelli just left it here.
Okay, well that's good advert. That'll bring people in. $50.
$50? We'll take 2.
Okay, the plans are available from Elliott Scott from Wendy Arnowski website, or just steal us that when he's not looking. Hey, Zambo, this thing looks good. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, that's definitely cute. I saw this when it was in raw wood. It's got the little light on it there. Beautiful made, as always. The little new, the Strega Classic 40.
Good plane.
No, I'm not biased either. Hey, Carl, how you doing?
Hey,
Jeff.
how are you? How you doing, Wendy?
What's up, Carl? Listen, if you do those Bob Palmer plans, you better do a good job up to the Elliott Scott standards that we've come to know and appreciate, you know?
Well, if John's going to be hitting it, they're going to be very good.
Oh, yeah, they've got to be good. I think Bob's about out of donuts. I don't even see how he probably went. You got to keep them in donut, bro.
Yeah, the big breakfast before he even came out here.
Oh, but you got to fatten them up. I hate skinny people. I find it's easier to fatten up the skinny people in the world than lose weight myself. Just keep fattening it. Nobody can resist a donut. You don't have to be You don't have to be hungry to eat a donut. Oh, he's even that. Look at this. This guy's got even the avatar. You're an okay guy. Okay, what they say about you when the women gather at night. So have a big supply. We have over 100 of them, in fact. OS 26s. If anybody wants a good price on one, we'll give you a dynamite discount.
You don't need a big motor. You don't need
And we got all the Arnowski stuff here. In fact, it was funny before. One of the wind blew and the carbon fiber gear blew off the table. They're so light they blow off the table. And of course,
What I need that for the church for one set on it? Oh, okay. Sure has marked how many we brought up. Yeah.
these all the Pampa shirts?
Supporting Pampa?
Hey, look at this. Look at this. Buy that calendar. Look, charge it all extra for this. Let's see. That was Mike Kevel did that. There's my plane. What was that? A January poster boy here, the February poster boy, Casminato poster boy, Paul Walker poster boy. My God, they put me at the back. Look at this. I'm the last one. Look at this. This is embarrassing. I'm not even in this year's calendar. I'm out. I'm out of here. Look at this. I'll never buy that calendar. Forget it.
No, but you're on this calendar.
I've swore to be the poster boy. The girls walk by and they just go, oh, what a man. What a man he is. And women though. That's a nice rendition. Anyway, buy some Pampa products. Sandy Bruce needs the money. How much money you girls taking? Is it time to rob the piggy bank here?
Not yet.
Not yet. These are nice shirts. Who did the artwork, Sandy? You? That's nice.
There's a guy company does that.
That's real nice.
Yeah.
Oh, these are nice. I didn't even see these yet. Nice stuff, as everything John does.
Wendy's gonna get it on tape this year.
I brought an extra camera because I know I'll hear raft of crap about it.
Yeah.
What do we got here? Anything I need to see?
Probably.
F2B gear? Kenny, those carbon spinners they're making? Is he making carbon spinners?
Carbon spinners.
Is that grown to your hand, Wendy, or
Is it what?
is it grown to your hand?
Yes, it's an appendage.
Well, it's been there for 2 days. I thought it must have grown.
Oh, here you go.
Right price, you can take it all.
One low price, you can buy his life.
Take that van back there for if you want.
We'll throw the van in too. That's nice looking. How long have they made these? A year or so?
About a year. Plain bearing, but a ring piston. It's a sort of semi-sterile design and combustion chamber, so the whole cylinder is working. It makes a lot of power. It'll do a pattern of 4 ounces of fuel under a 2/4 brake. This prop is a 12/6 3-blade volley. That's what I've run so far.
Is this the same? Does Double Star make the spinners that they're hawking? So Stalker makes them.
Stalker makes this.
Okay. I thought, but you don't have any of them around, though, do you? I'd like to see what they look like. Thousands of foam wings. Thousands and thousands of foam wings.
He's using his other half an hour on this week.
Where's your time machine, speaking of?
Mario, Doug Benedetti, right?
Yeah.
Sunburn, but like you got sick.
How do I get boxed in here?
Well, we don't get to get everybody's full flight because we go back from circle to circle to the vendor areas. This is Glenn Taylor playing a rendition of Billy Werwige's absolutely beautiful Vulcan, and it is a beauty. I'm not sure if this is a little Aero Tiger 36. I'm not sure if it is. I'm just going to speculate. Glenn Taylor from New York. Anyway, it has heated up, as you can imagine, and it's projected to go up into the, well, we don't know. It's almost 12 o'clock. They said yesterday it was 100. I hope they're wrong. But again, it's just great being here. The thing that separates this contest from any others that I've been to is the atmosphere. And I don't know if you can capture the atmosphere on video as well as if you could, actually be here, but the atmosphere is very friendly, very congenial. Not many people run around really worrying who's judging or trying to do any of the things that happen at a more high-pressure contest, worrying about their score, worrying about if they're going to get some good air or some bad air. I think most people just enjoy the camaraderie, being around some of the legends like Bob Palmer. It really is a special time. It's a special time if you're a stunt flyer. If you could go back to I do go back to the 50s and 60s when this event was nothing like this. It was very high pressure, very much like, I guess, like old-time drag racing where everything was a secret and people would not really go out of their way to help you do things. Anybody that's an old-timer remembers that time. You live in a time right now where it's exactly the opposite. And I hope that somewhere in the, when my career is over, that I've had a little piece to do with making things a little more open and friendly. The videos have certainly helped us to understand that we're all different people. We all have a different little part to play in the play. A different station in the parade, but we're all in the same parade. There's about as diverse a group of modelers on the field in the next 4 days as you're going to see anywhere on the planet. Glenn Taylor, New York State. Vulcan. I've used mine in the brightest sun on the brightest day, and the amount of glitches you have are no more than the most minor inconvenience. You never get one that in any way hurts anything.
Does your servos hunt?
Yeah, the servos hunt. That's a problem. But
when I called Sergio, he said that's normal for this, and he said the newer ones that they're coming out with won't do that.
I've got 3 of them. I've got one of the newer ones, which may solve the problem.
Is that the one with the black LED?
Yeah,
the darker lights.
Darker lights. Yeah, I have that.
I have one of those.
And he made me a transmitter that I haven't used it yet. That's the size of a cigarette pack. You could put it on anywhere. You put it on your hat, for crying out loud. This is Walter Umland. Walter's got a small business custom building for people, and a pretty good reputation for doing quality work at a good price.
He brought a portfolio last night, and I looked at him. Excellent.
He's got a lot of nice stuff. He even does boats. Some of the boats he's done.
Right. With some Miller Lite. And,
yep. He's an excellent model. His prices are good, too, when you want to play.
And he builds airplanes with Monaco.
Yep.
And some of the Monaco jobs I've seen.
They're beautiful. Boy, they're flawless. For a guy that doesn't want to build planes, that's the way to go. Hey, Brian Kiefer's here. He says he wants to talk to you about some duct tape. You have anything you want to say to him? Got any makeup for him? He's a little light on eyeliner this year.
I got mascara.
So does he. Maybe one of the things we'll put at the end of this video, because we don't go to the end of each tape. We leave the last couple of minutes empty because we don't want to be in the middle of somebody's flight or something.
Linda, you are going to ask me about Mr. Happy, aren't you?
Yes. Tell me about Mr. Happy. Let's hear about it.
I'll talk to you later. Gotta have an airplane in my hand.
Ah! Walter Rumlin, he's test flying a plane. I'm supposed to tell everybody this is a test flight. Well, we'll see. Well, we had to change batteries. We missed Walter's flight. Walter's test flight. Oh, look at all these motors. Oh. What we'll do is we'll talk to him, and when he isn't looking, we'll put one in our pocket.
Let me pick the one.
Oh, no. Hey, you got as many motors as D. Hill. Look at this. Look at this muffler. Holy mackerel. It's the biggest muffler I've ever seen.
Well, it do good in them.
And an RC, obviously it's for an RC. What size is that, a 78?
Yeah.
Wow, look at the muffler.
Well, it's just, you know, I bought a bunch of motors and that was in with them, but that's all I wanted.
Yeah, I hear that.
See, there's another one. I have Venturis for those, and you can still buy them from Fox. But why? You know, there's not.
You can still buy Edsel bumpers, you know, but
exactly, that's it.
The fact that you can buy it.
Now there's a nearly new super compression, and it just has no value because it weighs 2 ounces more than any other.
This weighs more than a Sato 91. Wow.
Well, while Bill was telling me how this happened, and he said the sleeve is extra thick because the machines they cut them on, when they clapped them in it, they were distorting the sleeve. So they to eat
rather than fixing the machine. Or hiring people that knew how to count to 6. Yep, I hear you.
They made the sleeve to where it was idiot-proof. They couldn't distort it in the machining operation. And he said he had nothing to do with this crankcase.
Yeah, that isn't...
Well, I've seen one old boy had such a good run in 40, he loved it. He took a drum, we put a regular redhead thrust washer on it, and then he took a Dremel.
And just,
Away over an ounce.
yeah.
Way an ounce. It was really ugly, but it still ran good, and he took an ounce off the nose of his airplane with his Dremel. These have Dykes rings, and I believe the quality was better on them consistently than the redheads. And in fact, D-Hill, we don't buy. D and I trade each other, and we always try to outdo each other to see.
But you always win, right? Like D's a little behind on the motor collection. I've heard you're the king of Oklahoma.
He says he's behind.
Yeah, he's the one that told me.
Yeah, it's okay. See, as long as he's ahead of me.
But he says you have more money than him. It's not fair.
I have.
Because you inherited a lot of money from Grandma or something? Grandpa?
I'm not married.
Well, that explains your millionaire status.
No.
You want to see what being married does to your checkbook? I don't even know where my wife is, let alone where she is with the money.
Yeah, see, mine left me after 27 and a half years, saying you'll never grow up, you'll never grow up. And I said, I hope not.
She was right, I'll tell you. She calls him like she sees him.
So, no, I'm on a fixed income. I'm on disability, Social Security. Got my home paid for, and I've got a shop behind my house bigger than my house that I do auto repair work on the.
Yeah.
So.
Bluebird.
Yeah.
Who makes a Bluebird?
I don't know.
I've never seen any. See, I don't collect stuff, so I don't know.
Well,
you guys could, like, if I had this collection, you could come by and take some priceless jewel and give me $5, and I'd be thinking, haha, I ripped you off.
Well, everything there somebody wants.
Yeah, you just gotta find them.
Sure.
Well,
you know, and I'm flexible.
Women say that about men. There's a woman dumb enough to marry every man in the world, but sometimes you don't find them, you know.
Well, what it is, they outlive us.
Boy, they sure do.
Oh,
you got a whole fender drum.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
And being as that there's so many more old ladies than old men.
Yeah, you're in the driver's seat.
But they still, no matter what, they think you're going to change. They swear that they don't want you to, but back in their mind they think that you'll change.
Yeah.
And, you know, I ain't changing. And
if you take a cat and put him in a barn, he doesn't become a cow.
So
there's an old Sato. This has got an old, oh my God, he's got an old Sato. This is an old collector's item.
Which one?
This is an old Sato. See the way the head is?
Yes.
That's an old, I don't know what size it is, but he's got, I'll see him when he's here later, I saw him. It's got the old style Sato. You can still get parts for these as a Sato dealer, I know that. Those parts are still available, and a lot of the parts are actually interchangeable. They only changed a few of the parts. We'll see him later. Testimonial, unbiased, that you can stand to watch Wendy video. Are you forced to watch him?
I'm being
No, I
facetious.
shouldn't play on the computer.
She says, are you playing Wendy's tapes again?
He plays them over and over. He goes, that's not true, that's not true. Gina is the pit crew. She's the official pit crew? Yeah. Okay, do they pay her? Oh no, forget about that. Heaven forbid Pop should spring for a few bucks for one of those scooters or something. The motel bill doesn't count. Pop has to pay the motel bill. He's not going to stick his finger in a prop this year or anything, is he? Okay. So he's got the children launching his plane. Has he got a train to wipe them off yet? That's when I know they love Grandpa, when they wipe off his plane. He's always doing good. He's having the time of his life. What could he be doing that would be more fun than being at Brodak's with Wendy harassing him? There's nothing better in the whole world. Going a little fast here. I bet he's going to say the granddaughter reset his needle valve. They always blame it on the kids. How's he doing in general? Good? His plane cut out? Uh-oh. God almighty. Looks like it's going a little fast, to tell you the truth. But then at Brodak's, everything goes fast. Fast women and fast planes, all at the same time. Man has his whole rooting section here. His whole family flies them all up, pays the motel bill, and then they sit in the shade drinking soda while he's flying. Don't even watch his flight. Kent, who set his needle valve? Just had a bee fly up my shorts here. Watt Moore, one of our favorite people. Flying a little bit of a lean run, but hey, at Brodak's, even a lean run is a good run. You know, Gerald Shemp is making a Spitfire bedroom with Mustangs. This would be a nice one to add to your collection. It's an original. It's Banjack. Call him up. We'll give it to you for nothing. Just kidding, Danny. Anyway, we can't wait to see the pusher fly. That should be really good. This plane really flies well. An OS Max LA in it, a 46. Vendors here are just raking it in. Thousands and thousands of dollars changing hands here. Now in Brickhouse with his lovely assistant Sandy Bruce. Sandy runs the thing. Hey, where's my soda, you bum? Guy could die in the heat here, videotaping out in the hot sun.
John's property.
Hey, Kayla, Billy Werwich wants to fly that.
He had his chance.
Ah! Did you let him fly it?
He was wrapped up in his own Bob flew it and he.
Well, you know what would happen? He'd fly yours and see how much better it flew than his, and then he'd want to switch him on you.
Well, mine weighs 0.6 of an ounce more than his.
Oh, I can take care of that right now. Give me an X-Acto knife. Making a movie, Lawrence of Arabia. It's going to be Lawrence of Woolard.
Mike Alamov, if you could make it up to the contest direction 10.
Larry Scarinzi's, I don't know what, half-A something.
Mike Alamov, please report to the headquarters 10.
We're on the lunch break here. Let's see, it's roughly 1:30 to 2 is the lunch break, and then we'll start the second round. Weather has been beyond perfect, a little on the hot side for people that come from up north where the polar bears rule. Whip it around! 2 laps! 2 laps! Oh! Hey, Larry!
Hey, Larry, I want to play.
Okay, pass the hat around, guys.
Let's see what a guy that's currently rated as a pilot can fly. Guy with current skills.
Hey, will you tell these guys, I don't show my peewee to everybody.
Oh! Larry, I checked the registration of his car. Hey, yeah, you don't pull test this like it's a tuned pipe ship or something.
How much is it worth?
What is it, about 2 ounces or something?
Full test!
Well, the tail's nice and straight anyway. Not that Larry doesn't know how to build straight.
You got to know 20.
I want to see 2 guys combat though.
Oh, yeah. Jim Lee has a bunch of these. They're great. Unbelievable.
1/32. Yeah? 1/32.
Sutherland, if you've crashed this, it'll be on video. Larry will have you at the lawyer's office.
I honestly don't think you can hurt it. It's too small. It comes down light. If you want to jerk the handle around and flop it, go ahead. But if it's running backwards, it's very difficult. Let a little slack so I can feel it. I'm all excited. I can't wait.
I can't believe a guy paid you to fly his plane.
I give him
A
a quarter.
quarter?
It's a coin operated. You put a quarter in it.
Put a quarter in gas. Put a quarter in Larry's head.
Hey, Riley, you can do that again. I gotta...
Come on, get over here. Can launch him.
He knows how to launch.
He's a man who knows about sending out all that 12-pound balsa to people.
That's right.
All right, let him have it. Is this made with Lone Star official light wood?
I hope it
It's not
starts.
speaking, it didn't weigh anything.
Yeah.
I hope it starts without opening the needle valve. I don't know how to do that. Now watch your face. You know, you guys squirt on me. Don't get it on the airplane either, because you'll ruin the finish. Whoops, that enough? Okay, we're ready.
Well, are you going to fly this and show him what a real combat flyer can do? A man with current flying skills,
He won't,
not a used to be or a has been, an is.
he want to charge me a nickel for the...
A nickel? I'll take 2 flights where I got a dime in my pocket. Get Elliot Scott over here, he'll fly this for you.
Flip it hard, it doesn't go backwards. You know this stuff.
You don't use an electric starter?
No, yeah,
Well, I wouldn't put my finger in there for all the money in the world.
He's got a glove over there, I couldn't tell him into using it.
Yeah.
It's worth money to see him cut his finger.
It was hard.
You pulled it out.
How's it doing on my tennis, Larry?
Probably did.
You'll find out. Get up high. Be sure you fly it above the ground and everything will be all right.
And if you feel like you're a little low, stand on a piece of paper.
I still want to get a box. Tell him to stand on it so you can do underhead 8.
Kind of cute holding it.
You know, the overhead to do some down below it.
Look at the audience. This is like in a strip club. All the guys come over.
We hold dollars up.
Yeah, hold those dollars up.
Put them in.
Riley, we're ready.
Look at that dexterity. Look at that.
You gotta wash the piston. A dirty piston will not work.
Look at this man. That the years of talent have been kind to him.
What's this all about, Riley?
I don't know. What's it all about, Larry? Come on, I'm wasting my battery to see you hurt your finger.
I did that last week.
Don't try this at home. You want to do that on my Sato 90? What a wimp! Boy, college wasn't wasted on him. All right, Riley, launch it. Hey! Boy, that really performs in the hands of a talented pilot. Wow! How much money you make on it today, Larry? Seriously, stopping motors running backwards with the tip of your thumb is not recommended on the Brodak videos. Don't try that at home.
Hey, he's not wearing a safety thong. Isn't that kind of dangerous?
Yeah, this thing could break loose and kill a mosquito.
Smile for the camera. Make it look easy, will ya?
Now don't flip it over on a landing. Don't flip it over.
Yeah.
Hey!
Riley, you want to try?
Come on, Riley.
No.
Come on! Hey! Riley! Oh, now we're talking. Now we're cooking with gas. Banjocks. Yeah. All right, Banjocks. Now we're ready to see what real talent can do.
You want to do mosquito combat?
I don't know what we're going to do.
Look at these guys. They got all tangled up in it. Look at this amateur crew here.
Can't get off the lines.
Yeah, and you're the one. All right, Banjock.
You got wheels, man.
Man, now they're all banner wheels with the little Jerry Sipper thing painted in the middle. Wow. The man is ready for action.
Want to give me a launch? Ow.
Now notice, Banjock will get this started on one flip. It won't run backwards like Larry. And showing unsafe modeling practices.
Okay, now one thing we're going to have to do. Queen bee. No.
Oh, man.
You didn't have a little hard piece of fuel to them, do you?
No. Then that's smooth.
Can't we make a little B25 with 2049s or something here?
Good.
All right, what we're going to do is, I'm going to get it running. You're going to hold it like this until I'm just ready to launch. And then basically, I'm ready to launch, level it out and toss it because the fuel will run out of the tank. And I'll hand it to you. Because
This sounds like we need a professional, like da-da-da-da. Riley, these guys don't know shit about flying combat, you know? Look at it. Oh, he just hit himself. Amateurs.
Got it?
Yep. Amateurs. When it runs backwards, they just stick their finger in a prop.
I know, stop.
Don't put that in your catalog, John. All right, Banjock. Who said half A is dead, John?
I know, look at that. George Bird.
Oh, I don't know. I think Larry won that round.
My thumb is sore from stopping that stupid thing. That's from stopping it, running backwards.
And of course, a glove would be out of the question, right?
Riley won't let me use a glove.
Riley insists men don't use gloves, right? Ugh. Larry, I think you won the first round.
I turned the last one aluminum, and I got a rubber tail wheel.
Are these things like classic legal or something?
You Xerox it out of the magazine, but you don't have it.
Danny, are these classic legal or are you making this up?
Address and a nickel for the Xerox book.
God, I keep hearing that. That noise of a finger hitting a plastic prop.
I don't really care.
Not a bit.
Oh, he's got speed now.
I think he's using higher nitro than you, Larry.
I think he's cheating.
Let's switch fuel with him while he's up flying.
Yeah, let's steal a fuel.
I'll bet he's got some of that missile mist or something going on there. Riley Wooten's secret blend, all nitro, no oil.
Oh, in that case, he'll be down pretty soon. There are more engines that way.
Ah! I've been shot! Ah! I've been shot! The string broke! Get my lawyer on the phone! I just got a vasectomy from Banjock! I'm bending over in pain. Banjock, you almost killed me. You realize it?
Just telling these guys you don't
It's gonna be on the Brodak videos. That's good. Look at it. That's good. This is gonna hit me in the testicles. What are you talking about? You hit Wendy in his most private part. I'm sorry. Are you sorry? Let's see what your lawyer has to say. I don't believe it. What the hell happened? That Pro Stunt belt, I used a Dan Winship belt crank, that's what happened.
The string plug, that was one of the best runs I was ever having.
Yeah, up till it hit me, it was good.
Anybody see a push rod?
running pretty good with it,
It was running great.
Vibrating.
Oh! No, that's the wing strut.
You almost got hit.
That's the wing
He hit me in the ball.
Well, it hit right here.
It's on the tape.
Yeah, he said spectators on this side.
Oh, I'm not a spectator. I'm a casualty of action. I don't believe it.
Well, you hit it pretty good, didn't it?
Wendy, I'm sorry.
Well, I wish Larry would have hit me. I'd own his bicycle shop now. Larry, how do we sell bicycles now that I own your shop?
Man, help us find the push.
Oh, you coward. It's probably in my pants. Oh. Is that a full arrow shaft with a bulletproof controls? Oh, man.
Look at this.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good enough.
Oh, man, alive. You hurt me,
I made
Danny.
one of your controls.
Danny, every time I go to the bathroom this weekend, I'm going to think about you.
That was really frightening.
Danny, you aimed for me, didn't you?
How the hell could you?
I mean, if I went to hit you like that, you know what I mean?
That's freaky.
Yeah, for you it's freaky.
I would think
You can go to the bathroom like a normal person still.
he wasn't playing, except he told Larry, be sure and watch
Yeah, I know. Use me for another thing, not using a large line reel as prescribed in the Brodak catalog.
Pylon, I gotta check
Oh,
my
man.
lines. He's using the same wire I am.
I'm not going to stick around. This is a dangerous place to hang out. I'm going to go under the tent where it's safe.
Just split
I think I'll go over to the pizza place and get some pizza. God, I've been hurt. I'm really hurt. It's not funny. I know you're laughing. The video patrons are laughing. A man gets hit in his private parts and they're laughing at him. You believe that? Look at this. Look at this. There's my pizza. That special indigestion special. The one that fell on the floor and a cat dragged around a while.
I put it right up here for you.
Okay. I'll take 2 of them when whatever the real customers are done paying. Do $100 on TV, and what you do, you bring it out here and put it in the sun. And when these greasy sunflowers are done eating their pizza, I would pay $10 to jump in a pool right now.
Wendy's philosophy on how to make money.
Would pay to see me jump in there with just my
I'd pay about 100.
the minimum a G-string.
Oh, that's 200.
You're sitting on a gold mine. You don't even know it.
Who was it? One of them told me all they needed was a Band-Aid.
A Band-Aid, not even a pistachio shell.
That's bad.
Next year, I want to see. John is a little light on these incredibly good ideas. That blow-up pool. It could be the Brodak blow-up pool. We could sell
We
it.
got a pool right over.
Good.
What do you mean?
All right, how much would you pay to see me jump in a pool? Guys, sure you would. I know.
I'm swelling. Say hi. Oh, my feet.
If you want to live to my age and have a cholesterol of 320, this is the way to do it. Have Banjock hit you.
I was trying to line up.
Anybody take it off you and use it on
If you can dish it out, you got to be able to take it.
There you go.
And I can take a punch.
No. Oh, add some off. I couldn't find them up there.
John, Wendy has a philosophy on how to make money. A blow-up
I
pool?
got a money maker for you. You know those blow-up pools they sell on TV that to jump in? But took up the flying action. I see Chris Jackson in the back with that Spitfire that we saw before. Dick Houser's got a little bit of a rich run going here on his practice flight. I'd like to say to my viewers worldwide before we introduce you to the this next flight.
Build them straight, build them light. Don't copy me. That would be the best thing I could tell them, Wendy.
Okay, give them hell.
My finishers come out heavy. Very beginning.
Brodak thinner, the whole bit.
All the way up.
This is from choking the engine. You've got raw fuel. That's not burning fuel.
I've just never seen it.
Well, if I take raw fuel and put it on your car, it'll do the same thing. I mean, that's not a secret. What's happening here is the engine's spitting back every once in a while, and it's spitting back raw fuel. It's not burned at that point.
So you don't just have the oil there and...
No, of course not. That's the problem. Oil is not oil. You can pour a quart of castor oil and it's not going to hurt anything. The oil is no problem.
You've seen it do that before?
No.
Me either.
He's the first one, the lucky one.
Started out with Dove Gray and tire fuse, and it bled right away, all the way through the clear. And this time we went with the silver, and 6 coats of clear on nothing but the cow.
I just can't believe that.
Now, if you're in a situation where you absolutely insist on, in other words, that this is the only way you want to run your cowlings, where the gas is going to get on them, just coat that with K&B epoxy. You know what I mean? And live with, or Imron, or DTL. Brookins, what's the other, the stuff that like Ted uses?
I don't know what he uses.
It's epoxy.
I use a polyurethane.
Because no lacquer on earth is fuel-proof beyond about 5%. And obviously, you know, this would not happen with 5, but it's already happened, so what are you going to do about it?
Yeah,
an air filter will help this from spitting back, but then it changes the characteristic of the engine run.
Right.
So you've got 10%?
Yeah, he's using 10% fuel.
Okay. I've been running 7.5 on her.
Okay.
But a 5 is about the cutoff point where above 5 it starts getting nasty.
Now the edges when you wipe.
Oh, it's raw fuel. It's out of there. Believe me.
It's got to be.
Trust me when I tell you.
I know. It's got to be what's doing it. But
I'm not the water boy when it comes to this stuff.
I just never have even run into it, even with
no.
raw fuel on it that I wiped off right away.
Yeah. Right. Raw fuel is paint remover. 10% is real paint remover.
Blisters in his fillets.
What do you use on your fillets? What kind of fillet material?
The Stitz.
What is it?
Stitz.
What is Stitz?
I never heard of it.
It's actual aviation. They make paint products and all. For painting real airplanes.
Certified coating.
Yeah.
Oh, what's happened there is that the paint's drying up and pulling up off his fillets. There's no adhesion.
You're losing the chemical and mechanical adhesion of that.
It's either that you have too much material on to begin with, and when you put your paint on, it softens the paint underneath.
Which
and
very well
could
be, because how many coats of clear have you got on the fillets? On the fillets, 2.
But you could start with your primer and everything.
Yeah, that's then 2 clear and then primer.
And then when you paint a plane, those areas there usually get pretty heavy with paint.
Yeah, because they get painted when you go this way and painted when you go that way. They get like a double kick in the ass.
So you really have to be careful to let your paint gas off between each coat, especially in those areas. Same thing happens on a car.
Right. Sure.
If you bridge it on a car,
sure. When anywhere you bridge it and you've got on a hood that has a ripple or a scoop or something, where they.
Yep. How much time should you give it between coats?
Till it flashes and it dulls down, and it depends on humidity.
I mean, on a day like today, we could paint a whole plane in a half an hour, including, and this no humidity and it's 90 degrees, but.
If you're painting in 70 degree.
72 degree is where they gauge all the Brodak stuff.
Okay.
That's ground zero.
That's ideal.
Ideal, but it's never ideal. Well, we're almost at the end of this tape, and we don't want to run it in the middle of a flight, so let's see how bad Andy is doing here.